just a nice little. I needed that, that time to go. I just need time away. I don't normally do it. I don't put time away from myself, but I just have to do it. Just have to go. You know what? I'll still take phone calls. I'm on the road, do my job. Not neglect what I need to do. Don't shoot the hand that feeds you kind of thing, and had to do what I had to do and had to drive up. So it was nice. It was a good drive up. I had my thoughts, and now I'm in, which is good.
I appreciate you spending the time, mate, to share a video story. One of the original dads,
Yeah.
number 6.
6, unfortunately.
Yes.
Should be number 1, but hey.
Number 4. Oh, mate.
I asked for it, but I got the 6th. So it doesn't look that way. But so what happens,
Should have booked it earlier, mate.
I should have knew you put the gym up for sale for this place.
Oh,
but number 6, man. It's gone. It's
gone fast, hasn't it?
It's been a journey.
Oh, yeah, it has been.
It's been a journey.
You're a high performer, mate. Where a lot of our conversations, you've given a lot, which has led to
sometimes too much.
Yeah, man. What's led to sometimes you're the downfall, but then in saying that, when you backed yourself, your performances through the roof, man.
Yeah.
Cutting a good, strong figure, good athletic background, what you've done with, which we'll dive into, mate, in the, I don't want to say in the chef industry, in the health and food,
chef. It was a chef. It's the hospitality.
Hospitality,
industry,
sorry, yeah.
It's not all. Yeah, the hospitality industry, what I've done and what I've achieved in 20 odd years, but it's a different ball game. We'll get to that, but it's a different ball game from training and playing sports for most of my life. But
you want to give us a bit of a rundown, like where your upbringing, and take us through that all the way through to fatherhood.
Yeah, upbringing. Your parents only know so much. I grew up out in the west, out Cabramatta. As the age of 11, I moved out towards Liverpool, Bonnyrigg area, at the age of 11, 12. Kind of had to fight my existence in my family. I had a brother who was very much a star along the way. It's everything he done was, it sounds like violin, but at the end of the day, he was the chosen one. You pick up a bat, you play. You pick up a ball, you play. He got selected in X amount of teams. Had the Brumbies chasing him, so the spotlight was kind of off me. So I had to start fighting for who I believed in at the age of 12. What I could achieve as a sports star. Have a heart of a lion, but the fierceness of a cat. So it's just, it was more that I'm willing to give 110% all the time and own what I do. But when you got to, sit on the back seat and try and be noticed by your parents, you kind of got to fight for your beliefs. So, my parents only knew the way they knew, and I get emotional about it now because it's still unfinished business between, dad's now gone, but myself, because it's only myself to talk to about. I try to talk to parents about it. It's hard, but it's an understanding of, you know the best. You're out west. It's not about who's who. It's who's going to bash you tomorrow, or who's going to take you out, or how you're going to fight for your own belief, your own well-being.
Environment.
It's a hard upbringing, especially being there. I think growing up in those two areas kind of got me to an area where I knew I had to fight. I knew I had to fight for my own existence. And I say existence a fair bit because it's hard to put myself on the map. I wasn't going to put myself on the map with sport, even though I went as far as I possibly could before my injuries. Shoulders, elbows, knees, it's ankles. You kind of, to a point where you go, well, at the age of 18, I had a massive vertebrae crack on the lumbar area, L4. Kind of went, well, shit, is this really going to be my life? I didn't feel my legs would hit the post, and I kind of went, this is it. This is me done. I could have been a paralysed person at the age of 18 playing the sport I love, which is, to this day I still love it, but I kind of had to ask my hard questions to my hard self at a very young age. Is it football that I want, or is it a full-time chefing career at the age of from 15, 16 years of age, which the ability to be a chef at 15, 16 years of age was demanding because they wanted you to be at work where you couldn't go to your sports a lot. So I had to hit that mark and the money on that and go, well, this is what I've got to do. No, I've got to put myself aside and my ego aside and become a chef and grow a business and grow myself and become the best I possibly can as a chef. At the age of 15, I knew that was going to happen there and then. But previous to that, I wanted to be an officer, police officer. You kind of sit back and start realising, and I want to make people happy, and it's funny how you want to walk through your dad's footsteps, but in retrospect, and from my oldest brother's footsteps, and he became a chef, and I saw the happiness, and he was creating people, and I kind of went, that's it, that's what I want to be. And the long story short, there's a lot of history, and between certain ages, there's a lot of history in the upbringing. Dad didn't believe. Yeah, look, there's a big thing there, but that's how I got into where I wanted to be. But I followed my big brother's footsteps, and him and I have had a colourful past, especially 18, 19, 20. We hardly ever talked. 21, we hardly ever talked. And then certain aspects come through, and and that was it. I was on my own. I knew then at the age of 18, 19, I was on my own. I made my decision to move out of home, to move to the Blue Mountains, to work at a restaurant up there, and I kind of went, fuck it. Only by those two words, quite honestly. It's me, and it's only going to be me. I have to live with that. And then I went, fuck it, I'm going to do it. So I moved up, and started up in Geelong Caves, and also in Parramatta. Mum and Dad helped me get around it and get the jobs and stuff. But moved to Geelong Caves, lived up there for a year, and come back to Sydney and started being a chef. I knew what I wanted to be, and that was it. It's a life sentence ago. Gotten out.
Yeah.
Gotten out of jail. But it's not jail, it's hospitality jail.
Yeah.
It's a full 25 years to life, so it was pretty enduring, on the body.
It's a volatile environment, man. But
it's not the word, man.
Yeah.
Volatile, it's just
cutthroat, brutal.
Yeah, everything.
Some of the stuff you've told me before, I fear
it's full on.
Yeah.
I think everyone's always ever told me to write a book. I've been on radio, I've talked about kitchens on radio, 2GB, I've written magazine articles, I've been in the papers, I've done all that sort of stuff. But and everyone ever tells you should write a book about your life. Fuck off. My history's not like that, And come today, I think you and I can actually sit here and I can actually tell you what my book could be about, because no one's ever actually sat and talked to me about what I've gone through. And this is not a cry for help or it's not a physio or a psychiatrist report, it's an interesting world that if I told you the stories of from 15 to 33 or 34 years of age of what happened to me in the kitchen, you'd be like, how, what? Like the stories of me putting in a big, massive kettle, 200-kilo kettle, and that being put on and have no shoes on and bounce around there and stop burning my feet and burn my hands. That's just part of, that was just part of the history back then.
You had to do it.
Yeah. You got to get recommended, and that's how it was happening. And chop chilies up and they put it down your pants, and you got chilies up your ass and chilies on your doodle, and chopping onions with a blunt knife and hiding tools, like all this shit, like stuff that happens, getting burns deliberately, getting you burnt, getting your tongs burned, and people picking up that telling you, chili down the back of the throat, like just stupid shit that continues on. End of the day, like if it happens, if I went out honestly and I reported it, which I never will, because that was life, you kind of go, well, that was life. That's what you had to do. And I remember saying to the guys at Gozzy that no matter how hard you push me, I have the thickest skin you possibly can have. but I'll have everyone's back. And that's how I've always had it, from 15 to now almost 40. So my life is colourful, it's vibrant, it's loud, but that's the way I love it. But other than that, man, that's 25 years of cooking to now be a sales representative of hospitality and be honest and truthful with people. They buy off my honesty, they don't buy off a piece of paper, they buy off what I absorb.
Yeah.
So it's been really, really colourful for us a few years.
And you had amazing success, mate, in that industry, and one that's, it sounds savage from stuff you told me on and off air, but how do guys, I guess Gordon Ramsay probably comes to mind, like how do those sorts of few get to the top? Is it rarely genuine, or does it depends on their ability or their
100% your ability. 100% your ability. But that's also backed up by personal PR to promote them, promoting stuff like that as well. I had that. I've been there, been on bus stations, I've been in papers, I've been in magazines. I've been cooking for I cooked for a foundation of the Starlight Foundation for 5 chefs dinners, and I've ran 2 Hatter restaurants. I've ran 1 Hatter restaurant, so I have my own catering company. But for me to get all that, I had to pay an extra amount of dollars to have the people behind me push my name. Yes, sometimes you can fall into it and you're really good, like the Jamie Olives of the world. It's like you and I doing something today on radio, on video, and there's a guy behind us being actually a bit more charismatic on the screen, and they like him on the screen more than what they like you and I. So he gets the gig. That's how he started. So he started in the background, and that's, he's got a $55 million empire now. But there is wins and falls. He's lost 30 million of that, but he's regained it because he was smart about it. Same as any other business. It's just how we go ahead. So my aim and my job now is to hit my targets of $6.5 million this year for my company that I work for, and without goals or set and being owned. And I use the word own because I use 2 words. It's fuck it. It's my way. So the reason why I say fuck it a lot is because there's no one else going to be there to help me. And I'm going to have to help myself to figure out a way. And in doing that, you kind of go on a slippery scale. But if you're smart and on your feet and you know how to differentiate from that, you can do pretty well. And you just got to know where you're going to be at and what road to take.
Having the right people in your corner will help too. Obviously, you've been with IDM for a few years now, and that, we love that emphasis that you share a lot in the group. Yeah. When you do share, which is ownership. I get that, man. 100% what you just said then. Total ownership over your life. It's got to be you.
Yeah.
So I get that. And you've grown up in the environments where that's had to be necessary, because having the vulnerability in certain lights would fucking expose you badly. Which doesn't mean it's your fault, but it's just, that's what happens. They'll get taken advantage of, and it's hard, man. But how do you take that into then becoming a father? And what does that mean? Like, what's fatherhood like? And then understanding the value of being strong within yourself and also environment to be that for your children now.
Well, this is going to sound a bit cocky in a way that how it became a father, and not how it became a father. Everyone knows how it became a father, right? surely they know how to become a father by now. But no, but the day we found out that we were pregnant, my, what do you call it? Not so much ego, but my profile, or I thought what my profile was within the community as a hospitality, as a chef, who I was, and the status that I had, was kind of the point of where I stood. My wife come up to me and goes, "We're pregnant." She said, "Oh yeah, I've done my job." Not great. And there's one thing we never regret, but it's kind of go, well, fuck, why did I say that? It was because the shit that I was taking, the ego that I had in my own brain, the confidence that killed me, not just that to say that, oh, wow, we're having a child. If I could take that one moment back and replay it 10 times over and go, fuck, why did I do that? Which I do in my own head, and go, how do I reevaluate that situation? Go, fuck, how do we move forward? If I actually end up sitting going, "Babe, I'm so happy, it's fantastic. You know, what are we going to do? You know, like, do we want it? Do we going to keep it?" She goes, "I don't know what we're going to do." And I said, "Look, whatever you want to do, I'm going to support you." I kind of went, what a dick. Why did I say that? To re-evaluating on whatever we want to do, I'm supporting you. That's what I had to re-evaluate within that moment, within that split second. You go, fuck, I fucked up, change it. Because it's not just about me anymore. And what it was, she goes, "But what if we have it?" I said, "Well, it's going to be 9 months. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it." You know, financially, we weren't there. Stability, we weren't there. We're in a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment. It wasn't going to be sufficient. So I was like, right, go find a house. You're going to be home. Go find a home. We'll go move it. We'll go do everything. We'll just get it all in before the baby's born. We'll get it all sorted. Just tell me where we need to be at, and I'll be there, and I'll get it all done. But that one moment of lack concentration, of my job's done, kind of went, "Well, what a dickhead. I'm a dick. Why'd I do that?" So when we had the second one, it kind of all changed again. It's like, fuck yeah, let's go. We're ready to roll. We're stoked. Like, I kind of got it. And the reason why there was 2 paranormals there for me was the shit I was taking. And the reason why I say shit I was taking, the drugs, the alcohol, the night shifts, the burning the 2 ends, trying to party, trying to be a 22-year-old kid again. You know, all this stuff that I did was only to feed my empty ego. Did I feel good then? Fucking oath. Do I feel good now about it? No, I don't. But how do I change that? I have to own what I said. I have to own what I did. I have to change what I did. And I did that. So when the second one came around, it was just like, this is not going to. Oh, and sorry, just the facts back there. And in doing that ego, to change that 2 years of my oldest daughter's Adeline's life, I lost. As a father, that hurts. The connection that you're supposed to have with your child in the first 2 years of your life is supposed to be the best. I lost it because of my stupid intake, my drugs, my alcohol, not being home for when my wife needed me, because I thought I was doing the right thing by working, busting my guts, trying to achieve the unachievable. That was perfection. Did I fail? No. Did I overestimate? Fine, hell yeah. Have I fixed it? Yes, I got out. It took me 7 minutes to get out. And that was a boat ride from Barangaroo to Drummoyne Wharf. I was done. That was 25 years and 7 minutes. So when the next one came around, which I was still in the kitchen at the time, when the next one came around, Henrietta, I took a trip to Brazil. Doesn't sound great, but I took a trip to Brazil. But in saying I took the trip to Brazil, I was actually hired to go work there for 3 weeks. Doesn't sound good, does it? Second kid, fuck off. So no, but I took a trip to Brazil and I worked in Brazil for 3 weeks. So I earned money over there. I sent it back home, and it kind of gave us a level to redo things again. And I think by still doing the 2 years, I kind of understood what it was to be a father, what I missed, and what I understood, and how I went about it. And the wife is just strength. Just what she's gone through in her life is hard. What I've had to endure and take on, prolapse floor, second child, cesarean. Took it 12 weeks to get better for the first child and 16 weeks for a C-section. So, yeah, as a dad, I think DM says it the most. Where's the strong people go when you need to go? You need to go with a stronger person. And I've never had that around me until now. I've had strong people, but I haven't had mentally strong people, stability around me. Now I've got that and I can actually move forward. But being a dad's, it's the best. Yeah. That's going to be, kill them, but it's the best thing in the world.
Having strong people around is strong people for you as well.
Correct, yeah.
But, I laughed for about half an hour when Corinne told me about Roman, because we had to do
I laugh when it's on our own.
Well, yeah, mate, we did IVF route first too, and so to backtrack a bit, what you said, we all know how it happens. Will happen differently for me, mate. They put me in a room and gave me a little cup, and there was a whole thing of pornos. I was like, I don't need that. I've got imagination. But
it's the best way.
Yeah, mate. I laughed for about half an hour, but it's pretty surreal when you look and you see. Like yesterday, I picked up Lillian from school, and I went there a bit earlier. She went to get a haircut, so she's just in a natural environment.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to watch it for a bit. And out of nowhere, like literally within 30 seconds, it's almost like she just looked up and looked over, and almost like she could feel me, feel my presence, and then bang, dropped everything she had and fucking sprinted for me. And she's nearly 2, and I was welling up, man. I was like, fuck, this is the happiest I could ever be, and I could die tomorrow, and I'd be sweet. And it's different love. Like it's different love to yourself. It's different love to your wife. It's different love to your parents, but your love with your children is like, they are you more than anything else other than you will ever be.
Correct.
Because you're always inside you, so you can't. It's hard to see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you said, you can see it externally with ego, pride, all that sort of shit, but to see it living and moving and breathing and running around, like that's me. Like I've got two daughters as well, but they are you, even though they're females. And
did you get that feeling when Lily was born? The love that you have for your wife, something just feels like it's pulled your whole love out and just went boom through straight into your kid, your first child.
Yeah.
It's just like, who are you? Like, that's sorry.
Yeah, it's unreal.
I have true love. It's over there now. It's just, it's coming out of what's here, but fuck.
Yeah, I made it. Yeah, well, that's what makes it hard too. Like we spoke about that beforehand. You know, when my firstborn came, it was hard. It was hard with Cream. It was, man. And then you do redirect that love in a way where you prioritise absolutely your kids and whatnot. But you know, like with yourself, man, coming from tough environments, living, work, and then your children, it's incredible that you've actually flicked the switch. And yes, it took you a couple of years, but you flicked that switch to position yourself on what's important. Because you're right, like our children, everything. Like for me, and I don't want to wish my life by, but fuck, man, if I stay fit, healthy, and strong, what a grandfather I'll be. Fuck, it'll be fun because you get handed back
at
the end of the day. Yeah, but it's awesome, and that's where I see that overriding any form of nightclubs going out, this and that.
Yeah, 100% now.
100%. For where we are now in the next stage of life. But yeah, what are some big tools or resources or revelations that you used and applied that created that transition for you? Because there might be other dads listening who, they're not giving their family what they need, or they're not giving themselves what they need, or they're still in a poisonous environment, or they're still accepting a lower standard. Or how did you turn it around? How did you change?
Well, I got out of an environment that was hostile, because I was hostile. I was the leader of the pack. I was the head chef. I was the executive chef. I was running multi-million-dollar companies. So I was volatile. I was hostile. I was me, which was not who I was, And I remember speaking to my partner, Amy, and saying, I just wish I was 15 again. Bawling my eyes out. I just wish I could go back to the person I know who I was. And to do that, I didn't know how to get out of it. In the spiral downhole of what you see on TV and what you see on news, of what the kitchen game is, it's a spiral downhole of a black hole. And to get out of that, you either die or you don't even start. And for me to get out, I knew within me I was not happy. So for me to make that change, I just stopped. I got an ultimatum by one of my bosses. So you go home today and let me know how you feel tomorrow. And as I said, that 7 minutes, I knew I had to stop. Because if I didn't stop, I would have been dead in 12 months. Done. Because the way I was going was the only way I should have been dead. I should have been dead now. That's the God's honest truth. If I kept on going the way I went in the kitchen game to this day, I would have been dead 2 years ago. And this is the revelation that you sit back and you go, what changed it?
Why did it change it? My importance to my life were my kids. To have that connection where my family didn't have that connection with me. Yes, I'm still working on it. Yes, it's hard for me, but that's why I changed. Do I lean on the RDM crew and the dads that are there? Not as much as I should, but do I lean on the coaches? I lean on 3 coaches. And that's, for me, that's all I need. Because there's, or even 4, there's 4 of you that I lean on. It's yourself, Pete D, Drew, and sometimes Luke, just to, maybe if I need Luke, I don't really need it, but normally 3 of you. The reason PD, Peter Dunlop, is he's an old head. And in saying that, he kind of gives you the smart advice. And from day one, with Pete and I pushing each other to be achieving what I achieved in the first 6 months of starting RDM, was kind of the point where Pete challenged me to be a better human. And I use human, not just dad, because to be a better human is also to be kind to other humans. And I'm trying my darndest to be kind to other humans, which sometimes it laps because they're a bunch of dickheads sometimes and they just want to tear you down because you're feeling great. So Pete gives me, in the first year and a half, Pete always gave me good advice. I would say a father figure that I never had, but I had a father, I still cared about him. I still loved him.
But he does have that air about him.
But he has that air about him.
That's why we call him Pop.
Exactly.
He's number 5 as well, mate. He got you by 1.
Got to look up to the oldest.
And what about Adam as well, in case he hears this podcast?
Who? Adam who? I'm getting to you, Adam. No,
yeah,
but then yourself, when we first started this, the goal sets that we had, we'll just, mate, week by week, we'll drop them off. So for me, my biggest turning point as a dad and why I did what I did and to reach out to you that day was because I was drinking so much again. My drug habits then become my alcohol habits. Because I have that addictive personality, the flip was easy. I'm not getting drugs, I'll drink. How do I? And the question I had to ask myself when you turned up on my Facebook feed was, why do I need this? Do I need another area where I don't need to be addictive, have that addictive personality, and just bust my guts and know what it's going to feel like, what real world happens like, and to come back to being happy? Yeah, that was it. That was one big effort from me, was to go flip. Drinking stopped on the 11th of November. Well, actually stopped on the 5th of November after Melbourne Cup because I was wrecked. But the 11th of November was day dot from when RDM started the 28-day challenge. I made a point to myself, I'm not drinking for 3 to 6 months. Did I do it? Yes. What was in that 3 to 6 months? Well, it was my mum's birthday, my dad's birthday, Christmas, New Year, my daughter's birthday, my wife's birthday. Did I do it? Yeah, I did it with all in that time. And I continued to keep doing it with sporadic little drinking, but did I continue when Dad passed? I tried. Fuck, I tried. Have I failed myself in doing what I did? And yes, because I didn't achieve what I wanted to achieve. And this goes back to what I said off air to you, is my heroes in my life, and what I showed you the clip, not what we talked, my heroes in my life was you. And not you because I don't know you, it's the point of what you've done. I don't drink. What do you mean you don't drink? This guy off his fucking head, he doesn't drink. He drinks water when he goes, here's his bloke. So I thought, fuck, okay, I need to have that goal. Can I get 3 to 6 months? Alex can do it. Why can't I? There's my line. Fuck, I got 3 months. Fuck, Alex does 3 to 6. Well, I'm going to go 3 to 6. So I continue to keep chasing what you've achieved. Not to say that I want to be better than you, is to go, well, fuck, he's achieved it. He set that task. I want to do that task. I'm going to keep going through. And as I did it, I'm like, fuck, I feel good. I woke up fresher. I woke up clearer. I woke up, vibrant. I woke up
gym
happy.
sessions, mate.
Gym sessions.
Strong. And, yeah.
I was smashing it. So my turning point in my life before you turned up was to go, I'm losing everything. I'm losing my wife, my kids, my car, my house, my importance, my personality. I'm losing it. So to answer your question, what was the change? Was that is lost. And I don't fail, but I lose. When I lose big. Do I want to lose big or do I want to fail? I don't want any. Fuck it, change. There's those two words again. Fuck it. I had to because I was such a bad seed. The wife wasn't coming in to pull me out because I was just fuck off. The kids couldn't do much. I'll play, I'll get tired, I had no energy. I'm tired, I want to go to bed, leave me alone. How do I change? And I watched your video and I thought, fuck, he's got me. Oh, fuck, let's put name down. He won't call. Fuck him, he's not going to call. Next day he called. Right, day dot. We're challenging. Here's that mental game again for me to go, shit, he's called. I have now an expectation to not fail. I have now that expectation to not lose. I have that expectation to continue to be better as a person, but not just as a person, but as a father and a husband. I can't fail, and I will not lose. So that's my changing point.
It's powerful, man. Seeing and recognising the alternative if you don't change, what you spoke about with losing family and whatnot.
Yeah.
So many don't. They just keep their head buried in the sand. It's crazy, mate. You have no idea. And dad's listening to this or watching this, no idea how many guys reach out and they never commit.
Yeah, it is. And like I said just before, this guy's not going to call. Send me an email, do this, do that. He said he'll call. He's not going to fucking call. Did he call? Fuck, did I call you? Yeah, I called you. We sent me a text, said he'll call. Fuck, I'll call him. I want it. I want it.
Yeah, I remember our phone call.
It's I want it. And it's not because of what you did, it's because of what you're coming through with. You resonated with me to go, the honesty to go, it's your fucking decision. This is you. This is who you need to be. I'm just here to get you to where you need to be at. And there's a point, and you're like, this guy doesn't know me. But those words resonated so much. I don't know, with some of the other dads, I suppose, when we signed on a few, but myself, to go, fuck, I want this. This is what I want. This is how we're going to do it. And I thought, how are we going to do it? Oh, shit. So the fear also pushed me to go forward. How's he going to do it? How the fuck's he going to do this? He doesn't know who I am. He's in bumfuck I don't know where he is. Where is he? How's he going to achieve this being remote or being, how's he going to do this? Fuck, to your credit, mate. Hands down you have. And it's unbelievable. The fact that I'm being number 6, but
number 6.
the fact that it's come this far, it's just epic.
It is, man. From 2018 to now in 2021, how have you found the journey? And not just the journey of RDM as a whole, but I wouldn't mind feedback on myself as well. Have I been fucking practicing?
Sure?
Oh, mate, I'm putting myself out there. I can strip it down.
All right, let's go.
Put the baseball bat down. Put the baseball bat down.
Got a pen and paper. Phone call.
No, but I just, I'm not perfect and I fuck up, but I know I'll get better. But I practice what I preach, man.
100%. And that's, mate, that's the thing. And I said this to Drew yesterday. This is the thing I said to Drew. From day one, from doing RDM, when it started on the 11th, fuck, I know this more than my actual anniversary, is the fact that on that 11th of the 11th, we started a journey. I want to say I think it was of 30 dads. Of 30 dads all in their own path. The only path that was led was yours, or paved was yours. But you never expected all that information from dads to come at you from every fucking whatever angle came at you to go, shit, this is a bigger picture here. And by all means, you've led the way consistently. You've taken on advice, me included, from other people around you, and you've adapted of what we needed to do. Did you lead that adaptation before you brought coaches in? 100%. Did you lead the way? 100%. Have you led the way consistently, and have you ever dropped the ball? No. And that's my honest opinion. No. Because what we see on the chat as the RDM dads, there's also you behind it finding something else to challenge it. And then you got someone like Drew, Luke, Adam, Pete, anyone that reaches out to them in the dream team comes back to you. How do I evolve what's happened? How do I evolve what's going on? Fuck. No company has grown this much percentually in 3 years. And the quick succession that comes on. And this is not a financial growth that I'm talking about. This is your growth. This is my growth. It's like, I'm going to put in chef's terms here. It's like feeding your mother with bread. So what I mean by the mother of bread, it's the starter that makes your bread. You keep feeding that beast, it's going to continue to keep growing, right? You let it go. If you let it go for so long, it's going to go stagnant, it's going to starve, it's going to die. You have so much knowledge around you from your CrossFit, from everything, and all the boys that are around you, all the dads that are around you that go, shit, I didn't think of that. How am I going to adapt that into this now? So you keep feeding you keep coming back with more. We keep growing as a company. And I say company because it is now. It's just not a movement. It's a full company where globally it's going to go huge when it happens because you've put people around you that try. You know, and we feed, have you let go? Have you dropped the ball? Fuck, you'd be human not to.
Like getting back to your calls that I miss.
Oh, what are they? That's nothing.
Aaron calls me 6 times on the 7th I'll answer.
I've got to keep the 6 number up. Got to keep the number up.
It's people like you that build the company, the movement, everything, because it can't just be one person either.
No, exactly right. And, you know, funny enough, when COVID hit and all that sort of shit hit, did I let go? Yeah, 100% I let go. Was I scared to go back to the gym? Fucking oath I was. I didn't want to get COVID. I didn't want to die. I didn't know I was who's who. I just didn't have much to do at home. I just did what I had to do. You know, then you go to Kosciuszko and you meet people like, fuck, you meet, you know, Cowman and Wayne and Paul and Michael and all these other dads that, you know, you sit back and go, fuck, you scratch your head and go, why am I here? I think I've said it to you at the beginning, like, I don't think I need RDM for physical attributes because I know where I can get to now. Thanks, yeah, I'll have a good day. I'm like, fuck off, idiot. You don't need to go. Why do you need to go? Because what, you hit 88 kilos, you look like a friggin' behemoth. Like, you don't need to go. You're here for other avenues besides physical. You're here for mental. You're here for knowledge. You're here for growth. And you kind of go, well, fuck, I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope my story has resonated with some of the dads out there because it's not just me giving me inspiration, it's seeing people like Big Tone, you know, fuck, gave me inspiration to keep going, to keep fighting.
Mm.
Pete, when he was a chubby old pop. But, you know, these sort of things that you see at the round table and go, shit, my life's not that bad. I can do this. Can I go, fuck, I can do this. You sit back and you look around what we've in your office now, you look around and go, come a long way. We never had books. We've had one screen. He had an office in the RDM CrossFit office. So, you know, it's come a long way. You know, and I speak from the heart when I say this. Have you failed? No. Will you fail? No. Because I think there's people around you that believe in you. And that's my honest opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it, mate. It's funny too, because I thought, because it was a transition from getting rid of my old gym and being in the gym space for nearly a decade, and a PT since I was 17, I thought the journey started that way, as you know, with the 28-day challenge. It's the only one we've ever done. But it started with that from a position.
I might need it again.
But starting from that position of thinking it's about being healthy and fit, right? And look, these books, absolutely, primal power is important, energy is important, physical body, but there'll be guys like yourself who make those inroads and they know exactly what they need to do. Even if they fall off a little bit with something that's global, like what happened last year, or something that's local, they know they've got the tools to get there, and I know you do too. Like, you train hard, you rip into the gym. I know you've got the goods there. But what RDM is involved into is, okay, energy is everything. Primal power is going to give you the tools to have a greater capacity, a bigger gas tank mentally, and to be able to perform more mentally. But what's the ignition? And that's what I just had a massive breakthrough with in the last 12 months, going, well, you can't get your primal power if you don't start the ignition in between the ears and in your heart, which comes from valuing yourself and believing in yourself, which then made me look back at exactly what you said just then and going, I'm not here just to help dads lose fat. I'm here to get them to be the fucking king of the castle between the ears and in their heart, to go, this is my life, it's my time, from which now I will take those actions and get those results. That's a big breakthrough for me, man. I think it's completely changed, not flipped the message of RDM, but changed and evolved it to be so much more than thinking you are coming here for a fucking training program or a nutritional plan.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think from day one you've said that, though. I don't do meal plans. You don't do meal plans from day dot. It's like, oh, hang on, what's this about? You don't do meal plans? I'm like, fucking hang on. I come here to lose weight, to get fit, but he's not doing meal plans. No, it's on you. That's on you. I'll give you the tools and tell you what you need, but you go cook it, you go find it, you go kill it, you go do everything you want. It's on you. And that's the ownership that you have to have as myself. When I stopped the drink, when I stopped the drugs, when I stopped everything that I've done, everything become less cloudy, less foggy, less understanding. When I started eating right, when I started losing that stupid alcohol weight like I've got now because I've been drinking it, when I start losing all that, when I start understanding that, you start realizing that these pillars and the primals, you start integrating, going, I'm going to start eating right again. I'm going to start, and when I eat right, I focus right. I don't need substance like coffee. I don't need stimulants. I don't need that. What I need is real food. What I need is the intake that's going to feed my heart, my brain. And to feed yourself, you need to cook for yourself. Again, yourself, your ownership. It has to be that way. And to evolve where we come from, like, you've seen the photo of me when I was starting. You've seen the photo of me 6 months later and you thought, this guy's a fucking freak. How does he go from 96 kilo to 82 in 6 months to back to 88 within 12 months?
With muscle.
With muscle. How's he done this? Well, I had to take on the knowledge of what you're giving me. I had to take on the knowledge of what I knew for cooking and food and put it into a spot. Did I do pre-workouts? Did I do creatines? Did I do proteins? I did the first two. I'd never done a protein because my protein was my food, my massive intake of half a chicken and cabbage. I was going to say chips, but it was half a chicken and cabbage. But taking that and putting that into after a training session to give me my protein and my carb intake. And then an hour later, I'll go and have another half a chicken and have rice and quinoa and shitload of vegetables. But my massive growth was through my chicken intake for my protein, natural substance. And then my carb loadings were through my cabbages and my coleslaw. But I know that's what works for me, right? Do I enjoy doing the protein now? Yes, because it's clear for me. It's nice. It's flavoursome. It's good. RDM. protein. Chocolate's the best. But in saying that, do I take it every day? No. Should I look as good as you? Fucking oath I should. But at the end of the day, for me, I know what to pull out to gain out. Because I know what I've been taught through RDM. And in saying that, if I was there 5 years ago and starting this again, no chance. No chance. I haven't got no time. It's too much. Too hard. Too hard basket. As every Australian would say.
The gunners, wouldas, shouldas, couldas.
Only if. Yeah. I think you said that once in our first few roundtables.
Yeah,
it's like, if you're gonna, why not? If what? You sit here, if what? Go do it. Don't if it, because the time you if it, you fucked it. Go do it. Go walk. Go run.
Yeah.
Go do something.
Yeah.
Go do something physical so you can understand where your heart rate was. And the biggest thing for me out of training with Drew yesterday was my cardio. 153 beats per minute compared to a guy that's 110. It's like, Jesus Christ, I'm well and truly, like, physically good, strength-wise, cardio, shit. Basket case.
What would be the best thing that you found in your time from day dot with RDM? Is it the knowledge? Is it the environment, the support, the coaching, the realness, the transparency, the truth? The other dads,
Truth.
The
truth. And everything above. That's what's got me here. It's like I can call you and go, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You're like, yeah, good, but don't. Let's go and do this. I'll set you. Stop giving me the bullshit, and then because you got to do it yourself. Oh, but now it's really hard. No, you need to do it yourself. You need to fucking get in there, and you got to do it. It's not so much you swore at me or you did this. It's not. It's you're swearing in a gesture of a way that it's not frustrating for you. It's how I wanted to be talked to, because that's the way you got through to me. That's how I got through to me. You see, and I think some of the dads on the bike ride up in Cozzy, I'm back at the pack and I'm, fuck off, idiot, get out of my head, like swearing at myself to get myself motivated. And all it takes is to tell the guy to fuck off, I'm doing it again. So that realistic and the truth and the honesty that comes from you and the team, it's not sugar-coated. It comes from a place of care. It comes from a place of love. And I kind of went, fuck it. If they're willing to put up with me, I've got to put up with me. And putting up with me is also putting in. If I can't put in, there's nothing. Then I don't need to be here. But in, again, that COVID period just shows you that you're not as strong as by yourself without a team or tribe or relatively the same people around you to just go, here you go. Here's that little spark that you need. And you get it. And you get that spark and go, right, reset, let's go again. Off and on the way.
And there's always a challenge too, isn't there, that you just don't, I was just waiting for you around the corner that you don't know exists yet.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, how hard are you? What sort of steel do you have inside? And what pack do you have behind you to back you up when that hard challenge comes that you don't quite know about? And mate, I've leveraged the members of RDM in my personal circumstances to get that spark, like you said, and lift. But it's been a good session, man. I've really enjoyed our chat. It's been deep.
Fucking man, it's been
Good
deep.
though. Yeah.
Book comes out on the 29th of February.
Yes. The Croft factor. Man. What would be your, because I love your honesty, and this is the funny part. People, I never have, because I've known you since day dot inside of RDM, and we've had a good framework in our relationship.
Yeah.
Some people might say, oh, too raw or rough or arrogant, or maybe they don't, maybe they do. Maybe people aren't willing to have the truth and someone who's raw and real, but I love that, which is why I want you, mate, to give some advice advice to these dads, and those dads listening, like, take this the right way. Like, Grant, what you see is what you get, which is why I love you, mate, because it's real. It isn't arrogance or ego or anything. And some people can't handle that. It's okay. I can because I'm fucking strong. But what would you say to them, mate? Like, you're going to give some advice that dads entering the second half in life, you know, entering into their 40s. Obviously, a lot of patterns that you and I talk about that we commonly see with a large percentage of dads, high performance driven, but their life inside of themselves is falling apart. 2 cents worth, mate. What advice? What would you give them? What would you say?
There's things that I live by, and there's things that people don't live by. So I live by there's the fuck it world, the world. There's 2 words that I live by on that. And the reason why I live by that, it's if you're not willing to get out of your own way, you've lost. I'm no diamond. I'm no fucking coal miner. I'm no nothing. I'm a hard working man that's going to support. And the only people who are going to support me is surrounding myself with the right people. And if you're not willing to get out of your own way to understand who the fuck they are and who they really can accomplish by, people hide behind humor, they hide behind sarcasticness, they hide behind everything just to make themselves feel better. No, fuck that. Who are you? Are you an egotistical, sarcastic bastard? Then what? Why? Are you trying to make yourself feel better? Fine. Take the bullets. Take the hits. Because the people that's going to go forward is going to leave you behind. If you want people to come back and pick you up, no way. They're going to continue to move forward because they found out who their life is. There's a rule in the kitchen. I'm willing to teach. I'm willing to come back a step to bring you forward with me, to be on my team, to be on my level. Even though I was a head chef or an executive chef, I come through. The way I look at it is I want my team to succeed. Without me succeeding is without you succeeding. If I can get my team to, and I mentored, to be above me, I succeeded. But if you're not willing to put in the effort, the know-how, the belief, and you want to just fucking dribble back here and hold on to the tails, sorry, mate, you're cut. You're done. Why? Because I'm tired of going back to bring you forward. I'm tired of picking up your emotional baggage to bring you forward. Then you sit them down and you talk to them. Where are we at with you? What do we need to do? I've got a team in there that's busting their ass. Why are we not doing it with you? Oh, chef, you hurt me. How did I hurt you? Square me. Okay. Here we go again. Mate, here's your 4 weeks. I'm sorry, I can't keep coming back. I need a strength and conditioning behind me that's going to continue when I'm not here. I can't keep supporting someone that's going to keep bringing my poison in my team. You're a piece of cancer, fuck off, we're done. I can't do it. And that's how I run my life. And that's how I project my life. You don't want to help me? Fuck it, I'll do it myself. I don't need you. And that's the way that I see it, because I'm not saying that's a bad idea. I don't need the person that's cancerous in my life. I move forward. I take the bullets. I'm still moving forward because I'm strong enough mentally and physically to keep going. 5 years ago, I was that sarcastic bastard. I was that, oh, I know everything mentality. No, I don't. Because I had to realize I had to move forward. How do I move forward? I selected who I wanted in my family to be around me. I selected who I wanted in my life to be around me. People say you can't choose your family. Bullshit. Why not? Why can't you choose your family? I love them. I care for them. I'll be there for them. But do I want to physically fully interact for 8 hours a day with them? No. Why? I was bullied. I was brought up, being punched, kicked, tackled, you name it. I was a boy. Did it hurt me as a kid? Yeah, 100% it did. But guess what? At the end of the day, yes, I love them. Are they poisonous to my life? In a way, yes and no. And I say that very gingerly because I don't want it to get out that I disregard my family and that's who they are. But the thing is, my family is who I love and who I support. Are they poisonous? No.
I think what he's saying is you only got so much time to give, which means you prioritise.
Correct.
Because I'm the same, and it's nothing against my family members whether they listen to this or not, but it's the truth. Like I wouldn't want to spend 10 hours with my with my dad every day, or my brothers every day, or
we didn't have kids.
Yeah, it's right. But I believe that what you're saying is true, and I connect with it. But I certainly believe that whilst people feel they're bound by blood to their family, who you choose to surround yourself with, blood or not, becomes your family and is actually your responsibility. That's going to shape your fucking life, man.
Correct. 100%. 100% agree. You know, especially being a dad at 40, and you mentioned what's it like at 40. There's a rule that I live by. I've got to be fit at 40. I've got 7.5 months to be fit. Proper fit.
Mm-hmm.
Not ripped. Fuck, I've got to bring my heart rate down, that's for sure. Got to do my cardio, but that's the type of fitness I'm talking about. So I can have the energy, so I can have that go-get for my kids, so I can get up and I can go when my kids are up and go, because they're energizer based, mate. They're running. They're me when I was that age. So I need to be that. I need to be there. And as we've said before, if we stay fit, wonder what we're going to look like, you know, when we're 80, when we're staying fit and healthy and set. Maybe I'll live today, I don't know. But it's the thing of, if we did what we did now with the groundwork that we run, we'll be so much better. Because we'll have that mindset to give the information to our generations coming through.
And it just came to me then as well. And we always say it in RDM, but in different ways. But your energy, mindset, and leadership literally creates your children's environment.
Yeah.
And for some of your dads, if you've got 15, 18, 21-year-olds, 24-year-olds moved out of home, fucking great. If you still talk to them, if you still engage with them, if you're still catching up with them, that same principle applies. Because you're now engaging with a child that's 23 who's moved out of home, but they've spent 23 years of their life looking up to you, your mindset, your energy, and your leadership.
Correct.
It doesn't matter if you're only saying 1 hour a week instead of 3-4 hours a day. It fucking all applies, man. It really does.
I think Cowman said the thing last night. That's what resonated with me about the inspiration he just gave to me about having that platform. He's giving his 17-year-old daughter to run a business. It's like, she's capable. If you just to have that, just like, I got tingles. I get tingles now, but if I had that 1%, not trust, but belief I can let go. Yes, I'm a little bit controlled, but that belief to let go and do that. Fuck. As you said, the happiest person in the world when you just go, I'm done. I'm happy. I can go tomorrow. Everything's set. I've done what I had to do in my life. I've set everybody up. I'm sweet. But guess what? I'm even more happy. My child is I'm proud of my child. I've put trust into them. I've put everything into them. Just put as much as I can without being a rogue, and it's like, and I think it's that string that you got to hold off without pulling it too far. And as a child, you got to let you go sometimes, But what Calman said the other day was unbelievable. It got me good.
Yeah.
So, man, it's been great.
It's been awesome, mate. Thanks for coming up and jumping on there. And I hope you guys got a lot of value out of this. Big things like ownership, making that change and fuck, man, making it now. Fuck it. Make it now, change. And
it's hard, but you got to. It's hard, but you got to. If you want to live to your 70, 80, you got to. You got to change. And that's one big thing, that change is not a challenge. Change is an accomplishment. When you change, you've accomplished greatness. And when I mean by greatness, you become what you become. Become part of society again. You're not living in a, I don't want to say the word, but you're not living in a shadow of someone behind you. You're living in front of them. You're telling that person that's telling you all the time that's behind you, fuck off, I'm changing this shit. I'm done. Done with you pulling me back. I'm ready to go.
A little voice inside.
Yeah.
We all have him, mate.
He's hard, man. But you just got to tell him, fuck, go away. No, leave me alone. I'm ready to go forward. And if you let him dictate your life, you're never going to accomplish. It's going to be the hardest struggle of your life. And that's, being a chef, that's what happened. He dictated what I did, what I took, what I done, how I achieved. Fuck off. I need to change. Change was great.
Yeah, you did.
Change is good.
Yeah. Proud of you, mate.
Thanks, Al. Appreciate it.
That's good. Hope you guys enjoyed this, whether you watched it on YouTube or caught up on our different platforms on podcasts. Don't forget we're on iTunes as well if you're listening to it on SoundCloud. Also have Stitcher. We've got GC out there every day. Greg Croft, mate. It was awesome having you on. Spotify as well.
Jesus.
Anything you need, always. We're always here with opportunities, and one of the greatest ways to create that opportunity is just by starting to immerse yourself in the right knowledge and information, like Grant said, because there's so much out there, but that alone won't be the answer. To back that up with action. And don't forget, for the rest of January, we've got Tribal, Power of Environment. That's free. You guys can have that for free. alex@realdadmovement.com.au. Hit me up and I'll send that out to you. You can have the audio book as well, and you can have the coaching video series too, because that's big. There's a few massive takeaways I got from this with you, mate. It was awesome, but one of the big ones was absolutely environment. Yeah, for sure. But thanks again, mate.
Oh, well.
Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed it.
See you, boys.
Cheers, mate.